Noel, a busy week, but a good week, a positive week.
Yeah, very positive. Yeah, coming off the back of the weekend, obviously, coming to the fresh week, keeping the momentum going. Good on Tuesday night for large spells, which is really positive, and then a couple of signings in the week as well, which is really good.
3 unbeaten now. Obviously, still looking for that first win in the league, but performances have all been going in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. We said that from the start that it's going to take time with so many new players getting to know each other, but we do feel that we're going in the right direction. The stats are proving that now. We just got to keep going that way, and the harder we work, the luckier you get, and with a bit of that, looking for a win on Saturday.
Talk to me about the window, because I've asked you lots and lots during the window about players. You said we need bodies coming in. We've had to be patient. Let's start off with Jack Marriott. How did you feel when that one got across the line?
Yeah, it's great. Listen, Jack's he's a seasoned pro. He's been at this level and around it for a long, long time. He's scored goals at this level. He knows the level inside out. He's been promoted from this level, which is really important for us that we have winners in the squad. I played with Jack when I was at Ipswich I think it was 2015, 16 maybe, somewhere along them lines. He was a young pro coming through, and he used to do the finishing with us, so I know his character. He's a really good guy. He works hard. He knows what the goal is, so he'll be a great addition.
You're a similar sort of body size type, similar sort of player, I guess, in a way, as a striker as well. Is that fair to say? Yeah, we're similar. Not anymore in body size, but no. Listen, he's he's robust. He's a strong lad. He's compact. He's got good shift and movement. We get him up to speed as fast as we can with game time and whatnot. But it's great for Mark, an experienced one coming in that he can learn off and pick things off and help carry the load. And talking about Mark as well, you've said throughout he needed games, he needed to get up and running, and a series of competitive matches. That's been happening, but along with the team, his progress is there to see as well. Yeah,
he's developing really well. He's grown into the team. He's starting to get on the same wavelength now in terms of conversations and pathways for finding the ball. And I think he's been improving steadily throughout. I thought he was really, really effective and good against Wickham. Probably without getting his rewards, he had 3 or 4 efforts on goal. Keeper's made 2 or 3 saves, great saves to be fair. He's hit the crossbar, and then when he came on Tuesday night, I thought he was a really good impact as well. Gave him loads of problems, and on another day we could have scored a couple of goals off him.
It's not just goals that strikers contribute to as well, it's the all-round play, but how important will that first goal be for him, sort of psychologically? Yeah,
and we had this conversation, we had a conversation a few weeks ago that he felt like that things weren't dropping and it was just the wrong side of everything. I said, you just got to work hard, keep working hard, strip it all back, don't be focusing on the goals because they'll come off your hard work. The more, for me as a number 9, especially, I spoke to obviously Sam for the time last year, Jaden, and when Kelvin, he plays there, the more times you can be reliable with the football in them areas, the more chances you get off the back of that. So the more times the ball comes up and it sticks with you and it links, it's really important. We call it the 5 S's. I call it the 5 S's, where you show, you secure, you set, you spin, you score. And the more you can show and secure to set to our own players, the more chances we get off the back of that in the top end of the pitch. So I think that he's been a real handful over the last couple of games. He's starting to get it. He's competitive in the air. His link-up play, the numbers have been getting increasingly better all the way through. And so it's moving in the right direction, that's for sure.
And the other new face through the door, Matt Ritchie, another player with exceptional experience as well.
Yeah, listen, Matty played 40-odd games last year in the Championship for Portsmouth. His energy levels are through the roof. You speak to him, he's full of enthusiasm. He's an unbelievable professional. It's been backed up by the career he's had, playing at the top level for so long. He still reminds me of a young, energetic, enthusiastic winger, which is great for us because we got strength now in numbers in them top areas of the pitch that we need. Because when we press the way we do, we know and understand that you can't do it for 90 minutes. You have to be able to change players and be adaptable with energy coming back on the pitch to get the numbers we want. So he'll come into the group. He's again a character, a leader, and we've got probably 5 or 6 of them older or experienced pros now that should manage the dressing room.
I'm looking at the last 3 signings. experience is the word that screams out there, and I guess with the young group, what can they offer then in terms of not just on the pitch but around the place and being around those younger players?
Well, first and foremost, they got to contribute on the pitch. You know what I mean? And that's important, that we're not just signing good characters to being around to watch from the sidelines. You know, we want the team and the squad to be as competitive as possible, and that we've got people fighting for places, which then builds competition, which builds our characters and develops us quicker. Our younger ones, you know, that they develop faster with better players around them. The levels and the standards go up in training, and we increase what we're doing and maximise what we can from a development point of view, but also from a winning point of view. You know, really important that we have guys in the team who know how to win, because we know at this level sometimes there's not a lot in the games, and it's the first one to blink, and we want to make sure that we as a group, as a team, the young ones, I think we've learned that a couple of times over the last few weeks, that we can't blink first when we're on top in games. We can't be the one to give away the first goal. We still need to do the fundamentals of the game that are really important. You know, we're out working, out running people and teams, but then the fundamentals of your job, like, you know, stopping crosses, contact defending, getting down the line of shots, being proud to keep a clean sheet. That's the next biggest thing for us now, that we want to get that clean sheet. You know, really important that we understand that that's just not the goalkeeper and the back four. That's the midfield and the forwards. Our defence starts with our centre forward, and that's how we play. So the boys are getting onto the same page, and we're grasping it, and we're growing as a team, like I said. So we're happy.
And in terms of the window, you've had to be patient. The fans have had to be patient as well, and they've been frustrated. Have you been frustrated at times too?
Yeah, of course. I think every coach manager wants his business done yesterday, you know, and of course it's frustrating. You know, we'll feel it, and I know the fans feel it. You know, of course we do. But you know, I like to think we're starting to put together. I don't think there's many that's had to do the same as what we've had to do, start from scratch. You know, if you look at the team now, there's only 2 or 3 that played in it from last year. There was 15 going this summer, which is a massive haul. But so to rebuild and restructure from the start, to get the right characters, the right people, the right players in the door, it doesn't happen overnight, you know. And we said it, you know, obviously things didn't get finished and finalised until later on in the off season for Rob and the guys, which then pushes back everything else, you know. And no one wanted that or expected that. So to deal with what we have and to deal with it, to try to stay calm, but of course we get frustrated. But you know, we're getting there now for sure.
With the business side of it, obviously Reading's a bit of a unique case. How involved are you in that information or that process with the business side of it? Because obviously it impacts what you can do and when you can do it. Yeah, listen,
they've been really brilliant. They've been transparent. You know, I speak to Joe every day. Even yesterday I was in Ireland, but I'm on the phone and find out what's happening, where it's going, and where we are with things. No, listen, that side of it, it's not my department, and they don't have to tell me. But I like to be on a need-to-know basis. If I don't need to know, don't tell me. And then I can just focus on the football. That's the biggest thing. That's the most important thing for me.
It wouldn't be an interview when the window's open if I didn't ask you this. It's still open.
Yeah.
Any more coming in?
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully we get a couple more in the door before we finish. Yeah, we still have targets out there, and we gotta keep going.
On top of all this, window open, 2 games a week. And you've been doing your pro licence as well, and that you've been out in Ireland this week.
Yeah.
So where did you find the time?
I don't know. So we obviously had the game Tuesday night. I ended up watching the game back after the game, just at the stadium. So I ended up getting home for about 12, up at 4, out to the airport, over to Ireland. We've done a full day there. It was great. And then back last night. Flight was delayed. In for 12, into the bed, up at 5, out we go.
Pro licence, not many people have this, so to get on the pro licence in the first place is very competitive, quite difficult. Where are you in the process and what are you getting from it?
Yeah, it's just started. I'm very proud. I'm very honoured to be invited onto it or to be elected to go on it. You know, there's a lot of candidates, so it's a part of my development as well, I suppose. Not famous, but a quote that one man just said to me was, the more you learn, the more you earn. So you just got to keep on learning and developing, and not forgetting to develop yourself as well as trying to develop the players. So it's something as well that, for me, it's my little thing to focus on me and my development, how I can get better, how I can help serve the players that I'm working with and the staff that we have. And yeah, so it's full on, but that's the first day done, so we move on to the next in November, December, whenever it is.
And in transit, no doubt, when the news came through, Wrexham away in the third round of the Carabao Cup. Your thoughts on that one?
You just know it's going to be something related to somebody, don't you? Because obviously Jack Marriott will feel, oh yeah, wow, and Sam Smith will be going, oh yeah, wow. So yeah, I had family ring me, all my like I'm a United fan, so I was watching the game last night going with my hand behind my eyes, and but then when the draw came up, I've got like one of my best mates is a Palace fan. He was like, we're going to get you, and then my other best mate is a Spurs fan. He goes, we're going to have a rematch, and then all my family in-laws are all Everton fans there. So listen, but I'm happy with the tie. It's a really good tie. It's a championship club. It's a team on the up. They're a big team. They're a big brand. It'll be a good one for us. I'm
fascinated by this because we never really get to hear this about coaches and managers. You just said you're a United fan. You just watched that. How do you feel knowing what you know, the process of what goes on in top level football, etc. When you watch your team struggling, how do you feel about that?
Oh, it's tough. I don't envy the job of this. I think it's tough, and he's wanting to change, isn't he? He's wanting to change it and stuff. And listen, good luck to him. I've always been a United fan, so I'll always support him no matter what. Like it's one of them things. It's a big circle. It takes time to turn on big wheels. We're in the same. We're trying to transition and change, and I see similarities to it in terms of coming away from one era to the next. It gets moving, but I don't have time to focus on our teams, to be honest. I'm just focused on ourselves. I'll watch from afar and look at the results and see who scored and stuff.
Well, I think it's nice to hear you talking as a fan as well. I think fans don't get to hear that from people in football too often. Fans will be there on Saturday, and they'll be very hopeful for that first league win, as you will be, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we want to win every game, 100%. But obviously, we know with circumstances and the rebuild and the restructuring and getting the lads to know each other and get that togetherness, it takes a little bit of time. And we said we'll go through a little bit of pain before we get going. I do believe we're getting stronger and stronger every game we play. We're getting better. Of course, there's going to be hiccups and drops along the way, and we'll take a step backwards to take 2 steps forward. But I do believe that we're on the right trajectory, and we're hoping that it comes Saturday for sure.